couldn't repeat the completion on the first attempt of the night that I had last time. It's alright. Damn it. A decent start before the juggle.
I'm gonna tell y'all with a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment.
I missed you, Dick. Sorry I've been gone. My 7,023 is dedicated to you. Was kind of an insane month. Yeah, Bandana hasn't quite passed away yet, but... You know, it was tonight how you doing, Eric? What happened tonight was I wound up taking a shower after getting home from work. So, knowing that I wasn't going to leave the house again after that, I didn't bother putting on a new bandana. Contrary to popular belief, the bandana is primarily not for streaming. I'm good. I was just explaining to Dick, it's been a little bit of a crazy month. Because December is a crazy month for swim season anyway. But I also had to, at the beginning of the month, move my parents, or well, not move them, they move themselves, but I had to assist in moving them from New Jersey to North Carolina. And then I had to go back and visit the North Carolina house again for Christmas. In addition to it being one of the busiest times of year for my work in general, so that kind of made it hard to get this Runway 22. Hope you had a good Christmas. Ah, come on! Sorry, it wasn't a 100% sort of thing. What was that timing? Between Christmas Eve and Christmas this year, my family was able to fit in viewings of A Christmas Story, the 1950s version of A Christmas Carol, and also It's a Wonderful Life. So I feel like that's basically that's the main three requirements of a good Christmas for me. Come on. Mobile, then get the fuck out of here. You experience these runs in near real time or not at all. I wasn't, I'll have to look at that. I wasn't aware that option existed. Good God. That's good to know. So I'll check it out the next time I'm watching somebody on my phone. Why is it so I assume there has to be a reason, though, why it's not on by default. Like, I assume there's some sort of better performance on the default option. Alright. That's not terrible. I'd honestly probably rather it do that anyway if I tab away. The picture-in-picture thing is, like, by default is actually kind of annoying. Come on. Alright, you won't want to miss this 22 coming up right here. Holy shit, that was actually good. Dude, I was joking. That was supposed to be a joke. I mean, even after... even after everything about it seemed perfect, I was still like, thanks, man. Oh my god, it's starting to shit set in now. I'm like I didn't feel anything at first. Now I'm starting to get like shaky all over. Oh god, thanks Eric, thanks B-Dub. First time chatter, damn. Oh my god, I'm like I'm kind of shaking a little bit. Wow, that was like a 15-minute session. After 15,000 frickin' hours, it was a 15-minute session that did it. But dude, I still didn't think it was gonna be it. Like, it looked like the perfect run, but I was like, it still doesn't matter. It's still not gonna happen. Like, I know, like I was into that point where like nothing's gonna work. Like every boost was great, the lines were great, but I've just trained myself not to expect it. It was still a shock. Yeah, I think this one is in the review. That was part of my. That was actually part of my motivation for wanting to get this before the new year. I already had that goal, but it occurred to me recently that basically, if I didn't get this, the only time I'd have to submit would be my my Bunker 2 21, which would be kind of boring as my only time of the period. Yeah, I will get this posted. It might take a couple of days because I want to I definitely need to do some editing with this one. Kind of can't believe it. For once, that soundbite is sort of not ironic. Maybe not the greatest moment in my entire life, but definitely the greatest moment in my video game life. Glad you stopped in, Eric, the director, and Sean as well. And former Eric, Anomaly Cancellation, Icy, thanks. I do have one more before I complete this whole process, I do have one more little speech to make, which I've been planning this for months, actually. That when I got this time, I was going to say this. And it's part of what kind of turned up the heat on me wanting to get this time now instead of waiting until the new year. It's probably not what you would have expected. This picture here, these are my parents' dogs. As I mentioned earlier, I actually just helped my parents move from New Jersey to North Carolina, and the dog that's in the background, the one that's a little bit further away there, is a cockapoo named Opie. So he moved to North Carolina as well with my parents. Opie is on the verge of turning 17 years old. He's got so many health problems. He's sort of like Mr. Burns in that like Simpsons episode where the doctor does the metaphor of like all the monsters trying to get through the door and they can't fit. Like, there are so many things trying to kill this dog, but it won't die. He's got a heart condition. He's got like arthritis so bad that he almost can't walk. He has anal cancer. Yet every single time I see this dog, and I just saw him for Christmas, like, he's always like he can barely exist, but he's like always happy to see you. His like tail is always wagging. He's always like super happy. He has the greatest temperament of any animal that I've ever met. Then Spencer is the one that's more in the foreground. He's a Cavachon, if you know what that sort of dog is. Spencer's no longer with us. Spencer was put down back in April. So you know, it's been a while. No need to express your condolences now. But it was about that time that I started promising myself that before the new year, I had to get a world record in GoldenEye. And I guess connecting it to the dogs is kind of a hard thing to explain. It's obvious in my mind, but I think it goes back to the start of the pandemic, and over these last couple of years, all of us had to lose something. And I think in my case, one thing I lost was a couple of decades of progress on myself. I've always kind of been like a naturally introverted person and kind of like withdrawn from the rest of the world, and having been put in a situation where every day you go on TV and they say like, you'll be a hero if you stay home and don't go out and see anybody. Like, that to me is like, that's like telling a heroin addict, like, to be a hero, just inject heroin. Like, that's just like encouraging me to like go further and further into my addiction. So like, you know, like my decades of work on turning myself back into a normal person were lost. I think I can get it back. You know, like they say that the way the human brain works, you relearn things like way faster than you learn them the first time. So I do feel confident that if I really want to be a normal person again, I can. But the last couple years have been rough. I haven't necessarily coped really well with it. And being somebody like in your 30s in a pandemic, living with your parents is not like the greatest situation. And so kind of like for a while I didn't have very much. Like I had I kind of had my family and speedrunning, and as a family we had these dogs. It was like this was kind of like what we had together. And back in April, it was like when I got my first shot of the vaccine, and a lot of people were kind of like getting vaccinated and things were opening up again. And it was also when we had to put Spencer down, the dog that's more in the foreground there. And it was kind of like, it was sort of like a bottoming out of the whole last couple of years. And bottoming out like in a good way, like bottoming out as like, this is where it has to get better, like this is the point at which like we know things have to get better as far as the pandemic, and like having to let go of our dog was like, we know this is our lowest point as a family. It's only going to get better from here. And since that was kind of an emotional time, I was actually driving home from getting my first vaccine shot, and I was like, if I've spent all this time speedrunning GoldenEye, I have to get a world record. Like, if I've put this much effort into it during this time in my life when like I had so very few things, and this was one of the things that meant something to me, like do one thing that can bring it all together and make it bring together what this year means to me, where I had so few things, and speedrunning was one of the few things that I had. I had my work, obviously, and I've probably gone into I don't want to get too into my work now that I'm kind of a workaholic. But in my personal life, I had very few things, and speedrunning was one of them, and my family and our dogs were one of them, and the fact that we had to let one of them go was what made me conclude that by the end of this year, and I only had a few days to spare, I have to do it. I have to make that commitment to myself, to make sure it's done before the end of this crazy year. So that was the reason why I wanted to say that I want to dedicate this record to my parents' dogs, Opie and Spencer, for what these last couple of years meant to all of us and what they meant to our family during that time. And, thanks to, and obviously thanks to all you guys who are the ones who actually know what it means. Obviously, I understand my dogs are animals. They don't know what a video game is. They don't know, even if I could explain it to them, they wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about. But, I guess if I could communicate it to them in some way, I'd want them to know, like, that, I know you guys have, I would tell my dogs, like, I know you guys care about me, and I did something that made me happy, and I wouldn't have done it if not for you guys. So I think that would be my message to them if there was any way they could understand it. But thanks Irie and Goose, Eric and Eric, and Eric. Dude, somebody told me today, they were like, "Oh, did you talk to your sister about the dog?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, no, never mind. I forget that I told you." So I don't know, like there might actually be a new puppy in the house. Like I'm not, that's all I know is that somebody was like, "Hey, did your sister tell you about the new dog?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, nothing. Oh, never mind." I don't know. I don't know if that's a real thing. But it's definitely gonna need to be some video editing on this, so I'm not gonna like run to post it right away. I might actually post it on New Year's Eve. That might be the thing to do. I've got a little bit of video editing to do with it in the meantime. Not that it's gonna take 4 days, but thanks. Yeah, I would not have. I honestly would not have even played this offline. I wanted to get this on stream so badly that if I was just like screwing around offline, no chance I would have been playing Runway SA. I'd rather not get it at all this year than accidentally get it offline. A button. Reset button. And there it is. Apologies to Colton on the best time swag there. Fuck, what do I do now? Hell yeah, Eric, thanks for the raid. I know I'd seen on one of
I'm gonna tell y'all with a tear in my eye.
thanks
It's the greatest moment in my life.
thanks former Eric anomaly cancellation for the sub. And Spider the follow. I have seen on Verbski's streams before, and he just celebrates a PB by playing the level, just fucking around with cheats. I don't know. Are there any good cheats that you guys want to see used on Runway Essay? All cheats. Sure, I don't know what DK mode might be nice. No radar multiplayer. Sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all with a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment in my life.
Oh my god. Thanks, Eric, the director. And
I'm gonna tell y'all with a tear in my eye.
and Eric the something
This is
else.
the greatest
22 bits.
in my life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get any boosts with
I'm gonna tell y'all
not gonna get any boost with invincibility on, honestly.
this is the greatest moment in my life.
Spider the subscription, thank you.
Tell y'all
Oh my god.
tear
Goose.
This is the greatest.
It's gonna be the most profitable moment of my life, if nothing else. Well, maybe not the most profitable moment of my life, but definitely of my
With a
video
tear
game career.
in my eye. This is the greatest moment in my life.
This is the room is this is what it looks like when you have a formerly finished basement that floods several times and then the walls get removed. So that's why we have the school ceiling along with the exposed studs in the background. Thanks, Big Tommy. The basement flooded twice this past summer, and or fall, whatever it was, when we had the floods in New Jersey, and it was like, it was so. This is my bedroom, also, by the way. See, I do literally live in my parents' basement, although I guess now that my parents have moved to North Carolina, maybe that's sort of an upgrade, that it's not actually where my parents live. But so yeah, this is my bedroom, and it flooded twice earlier this year, and it was like not even a big deal. Like, we got a foot of water down here, and it was like, well, here we go again. There's nothing left to ruin. The house is, it's still, I still have my siblings here. I have my younger brother and sister also live in the house. We all were on our own at one point, but we've all come back. It actually is kind of nice at the moment, living with them. But, you know what I haven't done? Before I get to the cheats, I have not re-shown the actual run itself. So... I do have to do that. Let me let me just see here. So Eric the Director gifted to Canova. Terrible Children, Eric. Chilsing Spider. Our White Goose and Cat Dag. Good selection of people to give to, by the way. All right, so